Good morning and a happy Friday to you. I'm Amelia Lee with you on this June 20th. It is just about 5:32 this morning. And as Megan has been saying, we can look forward to that sunshine today and also this weekend. Isn't that right, Megan?
That is so true. We're looking at some brighter skies as we're heading through the next couple of days and warmer temperatures. So that's why you need to make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the next couple of days. Let's break down that forecast for you. As we're looking at that satellite and radar this morning, you'll notice it's nice and clear. Not even a single cloud in the sky. A little bit of a rain chance just to the north of our region, but we are staying dry for today, and that will continue all day long, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, Monday, and then the rain will return on your Tuesday. Here's a look at those current temperatures. A little bit chillier than yesterday, in the 60s. Normally this time of year we sit at 64, so for the first time in a while we're on average with those temperatures in the morning. And this afternoon we'll be looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, so it will be a little bit warmer than this time yesterday. Now Friday's forecast, we'll see those temperatures climbing, hitting a high around that 4 o'clock mark, mainly looking at those mostly sunny skies and of course that fog chance this morning. Amelia.
Lawrenceburg police are looking for a wanted man who they say ran away. Officers started looking for James Bixler on Wednesday. He was wearing a white shirt, blue jeans, and a baseball hat. Police now think he's left the Anderson County area. He's not believed to be a threat to the public, but if you do see him, you're asked to call 911. 2 people are dead after a crash in Mingo County, West Virginia Tuesday. Police say Keona Norman was driving when the vehicle went off the road and rolled down a 25-foot hillside. The vehicle landed onto nearby railroad tracks in the Raw community. Police say Norman was thrown through the vehicle. They say Norman and her 9-year-old son were not wearing seatbelts, both pronounced dead at the scene. A man says he and his family were terrified when their neighbors came out of his house and started shooting at them. It started Wednesday night when Douglas Redner says the suspect, Gary Mazizar, began firing guns inside his own home, then turned the gun on Redner outside. It happened on Kentucky 776 in Wayne County. That's about 10 miles from Monticello.
When he started shooting at me, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, it scared me so bad when that glass and everything flew all over me there.
Mazizar was charged with 1 count of attempted murder and 1 count of wanton endangerment. The sheriff says more charges are pending. A man is accused of stealing a vehicle in Clay County. Officers with the Manchester Police Department received word about that incident earlier yesterday. They say they received word about the theft happening overnight in the East Manchester area. Police say they later found the vehicle at Alvin's gas station. Michael Feldman was taken to the Clay County Detention Center. A police chase ended with a man's arrest on DUI and other charges. Sheriff's deputies arrested 30-year-old Elmer Castellan Rodriguez Wednesday night. Deputies tried to pull him over, but he sped away. Rodriguez ran into a home on Willow Branch Road and was arrested. Deputies found 2 small children in his car. They weren't wearing seatbelts, and now he's heading to the Laurel County Jail. Well, we do have more details for you after a transformer caught fire at one of Harle County's main substations. It knocked out power to thousands of customers. WYMT's Caroline Mueller has the details on what utility officials believe sparked those flames.
I'm standing outside one of 4 substations serving Harle County, where crews spent hours monitoring damage and restoring power. Thousands were impacted, but the biggest question has been, what caused it? The fire broke out just before 11:30 Wednesday morning. Kentucky Utilities crews and the Harlan City Fire Department quickly contained the flames using special foam to suppress mineral oil. Repairs to the equipment could take weeks, but investigators may have already found the culprit.
We did find a dead squirrel that possibly could be to blame that was near the transformer that failed. We do have protections to keep wildlife out of our equipment, but squirrels are pretty agile and tricky, and they can get into things, and that appears to be what possibly could have happened.
He says customers should not expect any further disruptions. Utility officials tell me they're still investigating, and they say this kind of thing is rare but not unheard of, and wildlife can sometimes slip through even the strongest safeguards. In Harle County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT, Mountain News.
We will update you when and if Kentucky utilities officials confirm the cause. A portion of I-40 near the Tennessee-North Carolina line is closed due to rock slides and flooding. It stranded several cars and impacted folks who live in the area. TDOT has a goal of getting the road back open in 2 weeks, but says there is a major amount of work to be done. TDOT says there was a total of 4 rock slides. There's several feet of mud left on the interstate and on ramps. No one was injured. Harle County School Board unanimously selected Brett Johnson as the district's 19th superintendent. Officially starting on July 1st with a 4-year contract, he's taking over for Brent Rourke. Johnson brings 24 years of experience in the district, beginning as a middle school teacher, math teacher, and then most recently serving as assistant superintendent and director of pupil personnel.
I look forward to partnering with everyone and continuing the progress to make Harle County Public Schools the best school district that we can make it.
Johnson says his top priority is continuing current initiatives, including the opening and expansion of a child development center this fall. A former state representative says Kentucky has too many counties, and he's suggesting consolidating them. Adam Koenig of Northern Kentucky points out that of Kentucky's 120 counties, 22 of them have less than 10,000 people. About half have less than 20,000 residents. Yet the counties have to have full governments with elected officials and employees to make it function. He suggests a county would have to have at least 20,000 people to exist. Well, today, Governor Andy Beshear will participate in a ribbon cutting in Frankfort. The occasion will be for a new Appalachin Regional Healthcare mobile clinic. The governor will be joined by Holly Harris, the president and CEO of ARH, as well as Chief of Staff Rocky Macy. The mobile clinic was funded by the Appalachian Regional Commission and was originally announced in September of 2023. Proposed power rates hikes are on the agenda for the West Virginia Public Service Commission. Appalachian Power is proposing a nearly 15% rate hike to all West Virginia customers. The PSC has been listening to public comments both in person and virtually the last few days. The PSC denied Appalachian Power's previous increase request. No decision has been made on this new proposal. A Huntington, West Virginia bakery is getting some national recognition. Nomad Bakery in downtown Huntington opened its doors just months before the COVID-19 pandemic, but cut to almost 6 years later, and USA Today named Nomad the #1 cake shop in the nation by the Best 10 Readers' Choice Awards. One of the co-owners says he never thought this would happen so early on.
It feels nice, like in a short time, almost like 6 years with all the changes that have happened like within that time, to be able to see like the fruit of the hard work, because it's not just like me, there's a whole team doing hard work for years.
Those with the bakery are still figuring out how they're going to celebrate this achievement. They say they might create a new limited edition flavor or host a community get-together. June is National Cancer Survivors Month, and it's a time to celebrate life after cancer. For one breast cancer survivor, life after cancer is about being her own advocate and chasing her entrepreneurial dream. Mickey Stevens now owns and operates Stevens Cookie Company in Richmond. From chocolate chunk cookies to banana pudding, Stevens is whipping up batches, taking orders, and bringing smiles to sweets lovers near and far.
This is literally something I prayed about because I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. Take time to enjoy life. I thank God.
Stevens' breast cancer was caught early. She had 2 lumpections and was cancer-free prior to undergoing chemo and radiation. Well, you've seen them filled with hand sanitizer and soap, but now automatic dispensers are filled with something else. In Cable County, West Virginia, you can find them filled with free sunscreen. Faith Help Appalachia teamed up with Mountains of Hope Cancer Coalition and Cable County Family Resources to place these dispensers throughout parks and pools in the region. The Faith Health Appalachian Executive Director says community reaction is very positive.
Folks grateful to have them out in the community and everything, not just for what they do as far as preventing skin cancer and melanoma in the future, but because of the fact that sunscreen is very expensive these days. And it's not only helped people stay healthier, but also stay a little bit more frugal.
If given the opportunity, Chapman says expanding and placing more sunscreen dispensers around the county is something that they would like to do. Well, summer is happening, and already there are reports of shark attacks. This week, a young girl was bit in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, and last week, a girl in Florida almost lost her hand in a shark attack. Experts say sharks don't consider people food or foe. We're just in their home when we're swimming on the beach.